Hi guys, this is Mr. Nightmare here, and we're going to continue reading the Splendor Man Love Story, Chapter 3. Before we get started, I would like you guys to hit that comment button, like, and subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fanfictions to be read. Until then, let's get started. I lay in bed. It was late, and I knew it. I had to go to work in the morning. I just couldn't stop thinking of Splendor. I was shocked that he kissed me, yet I wanted it again. I sighed lightly as I pulled the covers over my face and fell asleep. Next morning, I woke up late. I rushed out of the door into my car, not even bothered to eat breakfast. This is the first time I've ever been late to my job, but I wasn't sure how my boss would handle it. I've seen him yell at late people in his office, or even cause even the employees to ask a couple weeks of vacation. I walked in the office building. I punched in as my boss walked past me, mumbling something. He didn't even notice me. I sighed in relief, mentally. The rest of the day was pretty normal. I set up my workspace. I filled out some new reports and for the newspaper. My brain was still spurting of splendor. I didn't even notice the time was to go home. I smiled and logged off my computer. I punched out and sprinted to my vehicle, eager to see Splendy. Time jumped to the woods. I arrived at the carnival or circus for the third time. Splendor was waiting for me on the bench and turned to face me with a bright smile. I smiled back and waved over to him. He stood up and wrapped his arms around me, pulling me closer for a second for a hug. I could easily feel the muscle underneath his shirt. My eyes turned a bright pink. I want to show you something. He gazed down at me with a little grin. My eyes widened a bit. Okay, what is it? I asked, holding his gaze. You'll see. He grabbed my hand and passed me by the circus. But now I was getting nervous. Where is he taking me? Is he going to kill me? Random thoughts shot through my head as both of us went through the woods. Soon came a large white house. Actually, it was in pretty good shape. And I Splendor walked to the door. Splendy knocked on the door, only to hear voices shout from the inside. Come in. Don't be scared. I won't let them touch you. Stay close. He turned to look at me, and his hand on the doorknob. I nod. I slowly respond, wondering what is inside. He turned the doorknob as we both walked in. It was pretty nice. It looked dirty, I guess. Sturdy, whatever. This is where Splendor lived, but who else was here? I followed Splendor as we walked into the room. In the full conversation, my eyes widened to sight of Ben sitting there on the couch playing his Xbox, shouting into his headset. You should have done that, Ben spoke into the headset. I looked over to see the creepypastas, Eyeless Jack, Lost Silver, Laughing Jack, Smile Dog, and many others who were now all staring at me. Hey, Ben floated over and grabbing a lock of my hair, twirling it in his fingers. Who's this? Don't touch her, Ben. I looked up to see Splendy, who was now giving Ben the death stare. Easy, man. Ben let go of my hair and let his gaze lower to my chest and got a pervy smile on his face. My cheeks flustered with an embarrassment as I walked closer to Splendor. Well, aren't you going to introduce yourself? I heard a voice ask from behind me. I jumped a little bit to start to see Jeff the Killer behind me. He looked more handsome in real life. Right. I turned to the rest of the group. I'm Maria. How? Wait until Slender sees you brought a human here. You heard Jeff mumble to Splendor. He walked past the both of us as he was finding his knife, and then glanced at me with a slight grin on his face. I swallowed a lump of fear in my throat. Well, if you need me, we'll be up in my room, Splendor grumbled to the creepypastas as we both marched upstairs to Splendor's room. He closed the door behind me. I'm sorry about them, he said with a frown. It's okay. Splendor pulled his hands away from mine as he walked over to a recorder player and ballroom music was turned on. Splendy walked back to me and took my hand. setting the other gently on my side. He smiled as we started to dance with me. I felt my heart flutter, and I laid my hand on his arm since I'm too short to reach his shoulders. I felt Splendor pull me closer to him with an innocent look on his face. Then he lowered down until our faces were close. I half closed my eyes, waiting for a hungry kiss, but without warning, then he dropped me down low and kissed me passionately. I smiled as he did this. I leaned into him and kissed him. We both stood right, and he pushed me against the wall lightly. Grabbing both of his hands to my side, I felt his face getting red hot as I blushed. A small poke at my lips with his tongue, asking for entrance, and I allowed it. His tongue explored in my mouth. Then he cut off the kiss and smiled down at me, giving me a small peck on the cheek. I bit my lips, longing for the kiss again. I smiled back at him as he removed his hands from me, and we walked over to the music player and turned it off. I should take you back home now. I nodded repeatedly as he grabbed my hand. We both walked down the stairs, and Splendor suddenly appeared in front of me, and his tentacles were flying around wildly. He grabbed Splendor's jaw and mouth formed into a frown. Splendor's face. "What did I say about bringing humans?" he screamed into Splendor's face. "Brother, listen, she's different," Splendor argued. "No. Humans is different. Get this girl out of my house. Never bring her back here. If you do, I'll make sure you both of your heads." "Got it?" Splendor let go of his elder brother's jaw and teleported out of sight. Splendor rubbed his jaw and held my hand tighter. "Let's go," Splendor said quickly. Both of us walked hurriedly back into the edge of the woods. "I'm sorry," he apologized. "I'll see you then." He let go of my hand and walked away. I looked back and let out a quiet goodbye and walked back to my car and drive home.